There's a so-called healthy carb that could be draining your energy, clouding your memory, and quietly damaging your heart after 60. And chances are, you ate it this morning. You've been told that cereal, toast, or rice cakes are smart choices for seniors. But the truth is, many of these common carbs are silently accelerating aging, raising your blood sugar, and leaving your muscles weaker every week. If you've been feeling more tired, foggy, or just not like yourself lately, it might not be your age. It might be your breakfast. In this video, I'll reveal the 4 essential carbs you should eat every single day to protect your brain, stabilize your energy, and support your muscles after 55, and I'll expose the 4 hidden carbs that could be silently damaging your gut, your heart, and your memory. They're ranked from least to most powerful, and the worst one is likely sitting in your kitchen right now. Everything I share is backed by research and designed for real, practical senior healthcare. So don't go anywhere. And if you're committed to taking care of your body the right way, type 100% in the comments so I know you're here with me. Let's get started. They might seem small and ordinary, but green peas are one of the most underrated healing carbs for people over 55. Most seniors ignore them, thinking they're just a boring side dish. But what they really are is a natural muscle-preserving powerhouse and one of the only carb-rich vegetables that contains leucine. That's a branched-chain amino acid your body needs to build and maintain muscle mass. After the age of 60, your body enters a catabolic state where muscle breaks down faster than it builds. If you're not eating the right foods with enough leucine, that decline gets worse, especially if you're not doing resistance training. But that's not all. Green peas also contain resistant starch and soluble fiber, which help slow digestion and keep your blood sugar from spiking, something that becomes harder to manage as you get older. A study published in the journal Nutrients found that seniors who ate green legumes like peas at least 3 times a week preserved up to 14% more muscle over 2 years, even without changing their activity levels. And let's not forget your gut. Green peas are rich in plant compounds like coumestrol and chemoprotective phytonutrients that soothe inflammation in the digestive lining. That's critical, because when your gut is inflamed, even healthy carbs like oats or lentils become harder to absorb. Poor digestion can lead to fatigue, brain fog, joint pain, and blood sugar crashes that make you feel older than you are. So how do you use green peas to get their full effect? First, don't overcook them. When you boil them until they're mushy, you destroy the very nutrients your gut needs. Instead, steam them lightly, just enough to make them tender but still bright green. Then toss them with a drizzle of extra virgin olive oil and a bit of crushed garlic. This combination not only enhances absorption but also adds natural anti-inflammatory benefits. If you can eat green peas at least 3 times a week, you may start to notice more stable energy, better digestion, and improved muscle strength, especially in your legs. And if you thought carbs were the enemy, this one proves that the right carb can actually help reverse the signs of aging. But what if your breakfast could be even more healing than this? The next carb might be the one missing piece from your morning routine, especially if you're struggling with high cholesterol or constant sugar crashes. Steel-cut oats aren't just a breakfast food. For adults over 55, they're a nutritional shield, one that protects your heart, stabilizes your energy, and helps restore balance to your gut and brain. While instant oatmeal and flavored packets often spike your blood sugar and leave you feeling sluggish by mid-morning, steel-cut oats do the opposite. They're minimally processed and packed with a rare type of soluble fiber called beta-glucan. This compound forms a gel in your gut that slows down digestion, reduces sugar absorption, and helps lower bad cholesterol, also known as LDL. That's a big deal because after 60, your body's ability to regulate cholesterol naturally begins to decline. But beta-glucan doesn't stop at heart health. It also feeds the friendly bacteria in your gut, which produce short-chain fatty acids that reduce inflammation, protect your intestinal lining, and even improve mood by increasing serotonin levels. The result? Fewer sugar crashes, sharper mental focus, and a stronger immune system. Studies published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition show that seniors who consume 1 bowl of steel-cut oats daily have significantly lower levels of C-reactive protein, a marker of inflammation tied to arthritis, heart disease, and cognitive decline. To make the most of oats, avoid loading them with brown sugar or processed milk. Instead, cook them in water or unsweetened almond milk. Add cinnamon to help control blood sugar, sprinkle flax seeds for extra fiber, and top with fresh berries for a powerful antioxidant boost. It only takes 15 minutes to cook a meal that can transform your morning and protect your health throughout the day. And here's something you might not expect: those same oats also support immune cell function, which slows down with age. That means fewer infections, faster recovery, and more resilience as you grow older. If you're looking for a carb that heals instead of harms, this is it. But don't stop at oats, because the next carb doesn't just balance blood sugar. It protects your eyesight, strengthens your gut, and may be the key to fixing those frustrating leg cramps you've been feeling at night. Sweet potatoes aren't just a tasty side dish. They're one of the most powerful healing carbs for anyone over 55. Packed with slow-digesting complex starches and loaded with antioxidants, they do so much more than satisfy hunger. They help rebuild your body from the inside out. What sets sweet potatoes apart is their high content of beta-carotene, a powerful plant pigment that your body converts into vitamin A. That's a game changer for seniors. Vitamin A supports immune function, improves skin health, and plays a critical role in preserving your vision as you age. A study in Frontiers in Aging found that older adults who regularly consumed orange-fleshed vegetables like sweet potatoes had sharper memory, stronger immune responses, and lower rates of macular degeneration. But that's only part of the story. Sweet potatoes are also rich in resistant starch, especially when they're cooked and then cooled before eating. This form of starch bypasses digestion in the small intestine and feeds your gut's friendly bacteria, producing butyrate, a short-chain fatty acid that reduces inflammation, strengthens the gut lining, and even lowers the risk of colon cancer. That's a huge win for anyone dealing with IBS, constipation, or digestive discomfort. And then there's the mineral profile. Sweet potatoes are high in potassium and magnesium, two electrolytes that many older adults are deficient in, especially if you're on blood pressure or diuretic medications. These minerals help regulate your heartbeat, relax your muscles, and may significantly reduce those frustrating nighttime leg cramps. So how should you eat them to get the most benefit? Bake them whole with the skin on to preserve nutrients. Once they're cooked, let them cool for a few hours or overnight in the fridge. This increases the resistant starch content. When you're ready to eat, reheat gently and sprinkle a bit of cinnamon or turmeric to help control blood sugar and further reduce inflammation. It's one small change that can support your heart, your gut, and your immune system all at once. And if you're wondering whether any carb could do more than that, just wait. Because the next one isn't just powerful. It's been clinically shown to improve insulin sensitivity in adults over 60, even without exercise. Let's take a look. When it comes to healing carbs, lentils sit at the very top of the list. They're not trendy, they're not flashy, but they're powerful. Lentils are one of the only carbohydrates that support your brain, your gut, your bones, and your blood all at once. For anyone over 55 trying to age strong, they're one of the smartest foods you can add to your plate. Unlike fast-burning carbs that send your sugar soaring and leave you drained, lentils digest slowly and help your body maintain steady energy throughout the day. They're packed with complex starches and soluble fiber, which help stabilize blood sugar and reduce insulin resistance, a condition that becomes more common and more dangerous as we age. But lentils don't stop there. They're also rich in prebiotic fiber, which feeds the beneficial bacteria in your colon. That improves digestion, reduces bloating, and enhances nutrient absorption, especially in older adults with weaker gut linings. A balanced gut doesn't just help you digest food, it boosts your immune system, sharpens your memory, and protects your joints from silent inflammation. Lentils are also loaded with nutrients that seniors are often deficient in, including iron to strengthen red blood cells, folate to support cognitive function and DNA repair, and magnesium to calm the nervous system and protect bone density. If you're over 60 and concerned about memory loss, fatigue, or bone thinning, this humble legume may be more valuable than any supplement in your cabinet. To get the best results, choose dry lentils over canned. Those are often high in sodium. Red lentils cook fastest and create a smooth texture, while green or brown ones give a firmer bite and hold up well in soups or salads. Simmer them with cumin, garlic, or a bay leaf to boost anti-inflammatory benefits and improve flavor. They're inexpensive, easy to prepare, and can transform how you feel after just a few weeks of regular use. If you've made it this far, I hope you're already seeing the pattern. Good carbs don't just fill you up. They heal you. If this video has been helpful so far, hit like and subscribe right now. Join our growing community here at Health Reset, where we're building real support for practical senior healthcare every single day. And now, let's turn the page. Because while these 4 carbs can help you repair and rebuild, the next 4 could be tearing down everything you're trying to protect. The worst part? You might be eating them without even realizing the damage they're causing. White bread is one of the most dangerous carbs hiding in plain sight, especially for people over 60. It doesn't look sweet. It doesn't taste like dessert. But the way your body reacts to it is almost identical to pure sugar. In fact, it can spike your blood sugar faster than a spoonful of table sugar. And those daily spikes, especially at breakfast or lunch, put enormous pressure on your pancreas, overwhelm your insulin response, and leave your brain running on empty. That's why so many seniors who still rely on toast in the morning or sandwiches for lunch experience sudden crashes in energy, mental fog, and even memory problems. But here's what makes white bread even more harmful. It's almost completely stripped of fiber. Without fiber, your gut bacteria starve. That leads to gut inflammation, poor digestion, and long-term issues with absorption, meaning even the healthy foods you eat later in the day aren't being fully processed. Over time, this weakens your immune system, damages your nerves, and speeds up cognitive decline. A study in diabetes care followed thousands of adults over 60 and found that those who ate white bread daily had a significantly higher risk of developing type 2 diabetes and heart disease, even when their overall diet seemed balanced. But there's good news. You don't have to give up bread altogether, you just have to choose better. Look for sprouted grain bread or stone-ground whole wheat bread that contains at least 3 grams of fiber per slice. These options digest more slowly, feed your gut, and keep your blood sugar stable. Just make sure the first ingredient is 100% whole grain, not wheat flour, multigrain, or other misleading labels. If you've been holding on to white bread out of habit, it's time to let it go. Your body simply can't afford to process empty carbs like it used to. And while white bread is a quiet offender, the next carb is even more deceptive. It's marketed as a diet food, but what it really does to your blood sugar might shock you. Let's look at it next. Rice cakes may look harmless. They're light, crunchy, and often labeled as diet-friendly. But for seniors, they're one of the worst carbs you can eat, especially if you're trying to protect your metabolism, brain, and blood sugar. Despite their innocent appearance, rice cakes have an extremely high glycemic index. That means the moment you eat one, it hits your bloodstream like pure glucose. Your insulin surges. Your blood sugar skyrockets. And not long after, it crashes. That crash leaves you feeling tired, foggy, and hungry again even if you just ate. It's a metabolic roller coaster that becomes harder for your body to handle after 60. What makes things worse is that rice cakes have almost no fiber, no healthy fats, and no protein. They digest so quickly that they don't trigger your body's fullest signals. So instead of curbing your appetite, they fuel it. You end up snacking more, craving more sugar, and eating more calories across the day without realizing it. Studies have shown that high-GI snacks like rice cakes contribute to insulin resistance, brain fog, and midsection weight gain in older adults, even when consumed in small amounts. Many people think they're choosing a lighter option by reaching for these snacks. But in reality, they're choosing fast-acting carbs that offer no protection and no nutrition. If you want a better alternative, pair 1 slice of sprouted grain toast with a tablespoon of almond or peanut butter. Or simply grab a small handful of raw almonds. 10 to 12 is all it takes to feel satisfied and support your brain and blood sugar at the same time. Your body needs steady, balanced fuel to stay focused and energized, not empty carbs that disappear in minutes. And while rice cakes are bad, the next carb might be even more dangerous. It's the one sitting in almost every pantry, and it's often the first thing seniors eat to start their day. Let's take a closer look. Packaged breakfast cereals are one of the most deceptive foods in the American diet, and unfortunately, they're a staple in many senior households. From cornflakes to honey clusters to so-called bran blends, most of these cereals are nothing more than ultra-processed carbs dressed up in fake health claims. They're often labeled as heart-healthy or fortified with vitamins, but the truth lies in the ingredients list. Hidden behind terms like malt extract, fruit juice concentrate, or barley syrup are dozens of added sugars that hit your bloodstream like candy. These quick-digesting carbs spike your blood sugar, raise your triglycerides, and force your pancreas to work overtime. And that's dangerous for seniors, especially when insulin response slows down with age. But sugar isn't the only issue. Packaged cereals are often manufactured with additives like emulsifiers and phosphates that erode your gut lining over time. That creates a condition known as leaky gut, where food particles and toxins leak into the bloodstream and trigger systemic inflammation. The result? Joint pain, brain fog, high blood pressure, and even immune dysfunction. What's worse is that these cereals rarely contain the fiber your gut needs to stay healthy. Even when the box says whole grain, most of the natural nutrients have been stripped out during processing. You're left with a fast-carb, low-fiber product that doesn't support digestion, satiety, or brain health. So what can you eat instead? For a better breakfast, try plain Greek yogurt with chia seeds or ground flax for added fiber and omega-3s. Or make a simple plate with a boiled egg and a slice of sprouted grain toast. Both options give you protein, healthy fats, and stable energy that lasts through the morning. If you've been eating cereal thinking it was a safe choice, it's not your fault. The marketing is misleading. But now you know better, and now you can do better. If this video is helping you see things differently, comment 100% below to show you're committed to taking control of your senior healthcare. And if you think this was bad, stay with me. Because the final carb on our list is the most harmful of all. It's fried, it's everywhere, and it might be aging your heart and blood vessels every single week. Let's break it down. They're crispy. They're comforting. And for many people, especially those over 60, French fries are a familiar pleasure that's hard to give up. But here's the truth most food companies won't tell you. French fries are one of the most dangerous carbohydrates for aging adults. Not because of the potato itself, but because of what happens when that potato is sliced thin, fried in oxidized vegetable oil, salted heavily, and served over and over again. When starchy foods like potatoes are cooked at high temperatures in reused oils, they produce a compound called acrylamide. This chemical has been linked to nerve damage, inflammation, and even increased cancer risk. But the damage doesn't stop there. French fries spike your blood sugar fast and hit your arteries even faster. The high glycemic index of fried potatoes leads to repeated insulin surges, while the inflammatory oils harden blood vessels, raise blood pressure, and accelerate vascular aging. For seniors, this combination raises the risk of stroke, memory loss, and heart disease even if the rest of your diet looks decent. And there's another layer most people miss. Fries disrupt your gut and joint health. The oxidized fats they're cooked in damage the delicate lining of your digestive system, reduce vitamin absorption, and leave your immune system in a constant state of alert. That chronic inflammation often shows up as joint stiffness, water retention, fatigue, and brain fog. So why do we keep eating them? Because they're everywhere, at restaurants, in freezers, at family meals. They become emotionally tied to comfort, to nostalgia, to routine. But comfort food should never come at the cost of your heart, your energy, or your independence. If you still want the flavor without the damage, try baking sweet potato wedges with olive oil and a sprinkle of rosemary. You'll get the taste and satisfaction, plus the benefits of fiber, antioxidants, and anti-inflammatory compounds your body actually needs. Now, I want to ask you something real. If you're ready to give up the foods that are quietly harming your health and finally take control of your body from the inside out, comment 100% below right now. Let's build this journey together for your strength, your clarity, and your senior healthcare. And don't go anywhere, because I'm about to recap everything we covered and show you how to use this information to transform your health day by day. Let's quickly recap what we've learned. If you want to feel stronger, think sharper, and age with confidence, there are 4 carbs you should be eating regularly: lentils, steel-cut oats, green peas, and sweet potatoes. These are not just safe, they're healing. They support your gut, protect your heart, strengthen your muscles, and give your body the fuel it can actually use. On the other hand, there are 4 carbs silently breaking you down: white sandwich bread, rice cakes, packaged breakfast cereals, and French fries. They might be convenient, they might feel familiar, but they're robbing you of energy, clarity, and long-term health. The truth is, carbs aren't your enemy. But choosing the wrong ones over and over again? That's like poisoning your body slowly, one bite at a time. And you deserve better. You deserve to live longer, feel stronger, and stay independent, not just for you, but for the people who love you and depend on you. And that starts with the small choices you make today, especially the ones on your plate. If this video helped you see things more clearly, hit the subscribe button right now and become part of the Health Reset community. We're here to bring you real, natural, easy-to-follow solutions that support senior healthcare day by day. And don't leave just yet. In the next video, I'll show you 3 common breakfast foods that secretly spike your blood sugar and what to eat instead to start your day with strength and stability. I'll see you there.